Hello, it is XO Ashley Pink, otherwise known as Ashley. And I thought I would use this quarantine time to film a bunch of videos. Some might be coming out soon, some might not be. I like filming and editing videos. But today, I thought I would share my bullet journals. This is my current one. These are the ones I've had the previous years. Anyway, I thought I would talk about my bullet journaling journey. I discovered bullet journaling through my best friend. She is always looking for more ways to be productive. She's very, very artistic. So she heard of bullet journaling, recommended me to look into it. And I got a lectern. This was the only color they had at the time. This is back in 2017. Something tells me I bought one in 2016 as well, but I wrote in it and I never used it. Like, I bought it, opened it, made it up, didn't use it. So I thought I would go through it. So this is, I have one from 2017, 2018. As you notice, they get a bit thicker. 2019, and these are all lectern 1917s in A5, I believe. It doesn't say. A5. Yeah, I know this is A5. About. And then I got a Scribbles That Matter this year. I actually got a different one from Papier, and it wasn't like hardcover like this. It was like a really thick hardcover, it was more like a traditional notebook, like a really, really hard diary with dotted paper, and it was really hard to like keep it open. So I thought I would go through. This is the first time me filming this way. So I hope you like it. And yeah, here we go. So I don't have a microphone, I just have this area. So I thought I would go through. I'm gonna try to put sticky notes and stuff in the space where I know I have information. So this is my 2017 one. As you can see, I have my address, and I didn't really get past page 27. I stopped using this, and I have all these CDs that back in the day when burning CDs was popular. So my plan was to go through all my burnt CDs and write down the songs I recognize. So I have a log of them, and I didn't really get through them. As you can see, I got to CD 18, and I have over 300 burnt CDs. So, but we can go through it. So I made the legend, like I said, this is my first one, and I tried to make a log. I had some washi tape and some fun pens anyway. I was a sub at the time. So as you can see, I have my Disney trip that we were gonna do. I have different assignments and what days I'm working. So yeah, at the time I was told future logs should be every 6 months, and I accidentally made this page and then realized I was supposed to do that. That was my weeklies. I still kind of do this. I like to see 2 weeks at a time, or as much as possible. Yeah. And then this was my legend for what I was gonna do for classes. As you can see, I didn't really do much with this. Same with workout log. Like, I worked really, really hard. I spent hours doing this to make sure I got everything right, and then I never used it. So yeah. And we're getting to the spot, and then see, then we get to these, and I'm not using it. I still have this set out. That's one of my things I'm gonna do, hopefully, is finish those burnt CDs, but I mean, I didn't really use this. And one of the main reasons I didn't use this is because I didn't like how it looked. I was so focused. See, I really like the bright colors, but I was so focused with the fact that I didn't like how the pen was looking, and that I couldn't do the fancy writing like on here, that I just stopped using it. now that I'm actually doing this, I can see that this was written really quick, and then I didn't space it out enough. Like I was just writing on top of it. I wasn't doing like letters over the letters, and that's why I didn't like it, but I didn't stop to think of it. I just did. So when we moved to 2018, I used it a little bit more. Yeah, I started a little bit more. This is a sticker. But as you can also see, I didn't overgo it. My plan was to write in the month as I did the month. So like I did finish January, and so I wrote it out, and then the next month was February, so I wrote out February. But I didn't do it. I liked this look. I believe I did it in 2019 as well. I really liked this. And I used this a lot more. So I used to do like each week, and then started. I didn't ever have a task list. I tried to do this in each bullet journal, failed. But as you can see, I found what I like to do. See, I usually do 3 months at once. So I found what I like to do, and I was filling it out. I just forgot some stuff. So I really like this. I found this, it's a picture per month. And as you can see, I used my bullet journal. I didn't do these ones. So in this year, I lost my dog in April. And then I was just trying to keep going. So it was hard. And then in September, I started school, and I just completely stopped using my bullet journal. This was pretty cool for a while. Like I said, I make a couple at once. So I did this, and then I put like stickers and decorations on top. At the time, I was just buying like the Happy Planner, like whatever I could find for cheap, and then do it. And I was just trying to find really cool ones there. Yep. May, and as you can see, I was kind of using this a little bit. At the time I was working, as you can see, right now, I was just literally just tracking where I worked. At the time, I was a a teacher, a childcare substitute for 3 different daycares. So I really was just using this to track. I stopped doing my weight loss tracker. June. And that's another thing. I found I was getting more, like I really didn't like this. I just picked a color per month and just did it because I wanted to complete a bullet journal, and I didn't. As you can see, I didn't do any trackers. I was just using this to track stuff. As I got into here, you can see like this was like a shopping list for what I wanted to do for Christmases and different due dates and bin ideas, and then I stopped. This was, I was at a position at a job. I wasn't 100% sure I didn't really like working there, and I realized that I needed to quit, so I did. But I was planning on staying until after Christmas, and then things just changed. And I have all this room left because I start a new bullet journal every year. This is the one I filled out the most. I used this so much in 2019. So much. And this is when I really start to find my way. These I was just using as agendas. I was literally just using these as agendas that I made myself, which is great for some people, but it wasn't working for me. And I found I wasn't being productive. I was just doing it afterwards. Like most of the stuff written in here, like, this was done like after. Like you can see I wrote it and then checked it off. Not that much was actually done. Whereas this, I got a lot done. I actually got to 171 on this. Oh, those are pages I skipped. Well, so this I crossed off as I did it. And as you can see, I did that like I did in the other one because I liked how it looked. This is when I started to do a calendar with like yes or no and then what I needed to get done. I really like having a spot for birthdays, a spot for holidays, a spot for things that are due when I'm in school, and then a spot to put little other stuff. So you'll start to see that I have like a lot more stuff going on. Like, I was sick, I had Tupperware, I was a Tupperware consultant for a while. We were getting a puppy, so this is the month we visited the puppy, and I was using it more because I was actually tracking it, and I found a spot that I liked. I find when I like using it, I use it more. And then because I had a note section, I was able to do math here. I took pictures for these, and then I forgot to put them in. And then I lost track. So I didn't do any for this, but I liked it. This was different things for the puppy, March, courses. See, I did all these, so I wanted to stop and check them off, but I'm not gonna do that. And this is when I started to use it as more of a notebook. So for example, I needed a spot to write down ideas for a practicum. So instead of taking a spare piece of paper or doing it on my phone, I thought I could physically write it out. And being able to do this, I was able to do all my lesson planning really quickly. This is the first time I had to do so many lesson plans. And number 4, we only had, I think, 8, and most of them were like things like expand on an interest, a small group, a large group, an art, a math, like just generic, not do a collage art, do a safety activity, do an outside creative movement or something like that. So I was able to write it out and find my ideas that I liked. This gets a bit tricky. I wanted to try to see to fit as many as possible on it. So it looks like bricks. I liked it. Music manual, again, this is stuff for work. Food activities I was supposed to do. Okay, yeah, this is needs, like again, more school activities. This was June's. I started to get creative with weeklies. July. August, I was trying to get as far as possible. I actually did a post about July. I really loved how July looked. So then I started to get into it. This was actually a quote that was in things. Pedagogy of play. I'm starting to look at pages before I get into them. Yeah, that's it. That's what I was looking for. So this page that I'm covering has observations, because starting in May, because like I said, I pre-did all this, and then in May, I started at a daycare. And with YMCA Play to Learn, because I work for YMCA Daycare, we do observations of the children. So, as you can see, if I'm covering them all, but like I wrote, someone said, made Santa a birthday cake, $0, Santa will bring her a birthday and a bicycle. Asked when Santa was coming. Watching fish look for food. Stuff like that. And then this one, I had to do, this is for school. And like checklists and all that stuff I had to do. And that was more observations. This was when I worked. I wrote out exactly what I was doing for hours and when I worked. This came in really handy because I could write in and I knew exactly how much I could expect to be paid. And again, I did this. I didn't fill in it that much for December, or of course January, because I'm choosing not to do this as much, just tracking the days that I'm not doing. Again, I started using it as notebook, accidentally skipped a page, play to learn, and I got into September and due dates, and this is when close to the time I stopped using my bullet journal. Yeah, so this is then January supply list, portfolio for ECE, Christmas, and then once I got to about here, I was gonna do a video, which is why I made what my plan looked like. So this is essentially like a big, huge piece of paper, but I have on top of it, it says you're at your room and the date. It says YMCA planning. This is where you put observations. This is literacy and language activities. This is like different arts, so visual art, dramatic play, art activities, whatever. This is gross motor and outside, but you can also add fine motor to it. And then science, technology, and math, so STEM. This is actually getting into 2020. My Scribbles That Matter, I ordered in the middle of December, and it didn't come till almost February. Actually, it didn't come till almost March. I had to reorder it, they refunded me. So I had to figure out stuff to do. I decided not to do January in these pages because it said it was coming any day. So I found different things to do. So I practiced my lettering. I took this opportunity to practice my lettering. I was gonna write classes I took and I ended up not doing it because I did it this way and I color coded it and it was fun. Expense tracker to try to figure out what I was spending. I like pretending to house hunt. Shopping list, and like I said, I was trying to do that. I did some pen swatches. I actually got more and I made this into its own book, pen swatches. And then I also did washi tape swatches, which I thought was interesting because I bought a packet of like different themed washi tape. So I thought it was interesting to see what I had left. Like for example, I have 4 American washi tapes. I'm Canadian. This is obviously if you read like Patriot stuff, but I have no Canada Day washi tape. I have some glitter washi tape. And then sticker index of what I use for stickers. And then ideas for what I wanted to do for my next Boudreaux. I was checking off as I did them, and then I hated the bullet journal I got, so I had to get the Scribbles That Matter. And like I said, I ordered that and a Scribbles That Matter, the other one I used, and a Scribbles That Matter. And the Scribbles That Matter ended up like getting refund or something like that. So I had to use my backup, and yeah. And then I also wanted to do themes because I really loved the idea of themes. I actually have, I wanted to show you what I used. I found Planning with K stickers. I'm also one of her Patreons supporters that gets the stuff. So I have all this stuff. Planning. So like I said, I was starting to plan in here, and then my other one came. And then finally, sorry, I wanted to see how much time with all this, I can't see. I have this one. Now this I've been using almost every day. I love it. One thing, this is the first time using a Scribbles That Matter. It's different paper quality than the Lectern. Yes, I got this in February. I was able to do this. I loved it. You'll see a lot of pink, purple, blue, and pink. I like these 3 colors. If you saw earlier, I had a bisexual pride flag, but pink, blue, and purple are always colors that I like. I think they work really well together. This paper is actually really, really thick. I really liked it. So I did a future log for this. This is my current one. Sorry, I just realized that day. We're in April right now. And I really tried to do like rainbow and full of color. This is the first time I did a grid spacing. I don't know if I quite did it right, but I have it broken out into fourths, 1/3, and halves. And then I tried to do lettering. So I didn't take a picture for April yet, but I've been actually pretty good with taking a picture and putting it off to the side and gluing it on. So I decided to try to do trackers. So this is like 20 different things I wanted to complete in 2020. And then there's some stuff that I might not be able to do. So for example, we were thinking of maybe going to Disney this year. I couldn't do that. I had to cross that off. I don't know if I'm gonna go on a trip with my best friend, like just like a day trip even. Then things like fill the bullet journal every day, track expenses. I can do all that. But there's some stuff I just can't do. This is a hygiene tracker. I find that I wanted to track to see exactly how much I was doing, because I have like my full routine, and then there's sometimes you get in the shower and I'll just do like quick wash, or you skip it at all. I find sometimes people don't want to be honest about those issues. I have that, so excuse me. I find while I'm staying at home I do that. This is my dog's care information. I came up with this is all his information and all that. Different expense things. I really wanted to add this because one of the things I wanted to work on for myself is exactly what I spend. I'm in a position where I don't have to worry about expenses that much. I live with my parents, I have a full-time job, and they don't really charge me anything. So I wanted to start tracking things more. So I wrote down every single thing that I have monthly, yearly, and Mystic. So every 6 months or at awkward times. I'm gonna update this because I think there's more that I added that I use. But I find that's very important. I wanted to do gingerbread for January. January and February I retroactively filled in. So I didn't actually do these pages. This is just purely for looks. And as you can see, I'm using the Plan with K stickers. I tried to follow maybe what she did to see if I liked this. And I did. I found it was really hard to see the days through the markers. And like I said, finance tracker, weeklies, plays the work of the child. I have a lot of quotes from Maria Montessori because I love her. February I had this, so this is the layout I chose to do. Again, this is all retroactively. This I decided to use highlighters and I liked it a little bit better. Yes or no? And then I realized with this one, I wanted to do interest. So usually how I use a weekly is I found I was using like these to track the days, and then I was putting notes or other stuff for like decoration. So what I was going to do was write down what our interest was, because that's what we do, and then ideas for what I could do that week. But because this is all retroactively, I completely forgot. And as you can see, we went from, what was it? Snow and names. We got into animals, and then animals and gross motor, and then animals and gross motor. This is March, so I was actually following along with this till recently. Construction and food, fine and gross motor. That's how I was actually filling this in. And then this is the week quarantine started. So I crossed off my stuff, but it was supposed to be cooking, I'll write it in, and farm animals. But it was crossed, but yeah. I was essentially done with that. And then I started to actually use it for what I needed to do. Notes, different training I did. This is information for Harvest Moon game I'm playing. To-do list. And this is this month. So I really like this idea. I just can't use it because we're in quarantine. So I have this. I have these days, which are filled out. I need to fill that out. I have my trackers, so I track my mood, my menstrual cycle, lesson planning, which I'm counting lesson planning as doing things with involving the kids, or like I might not be planning lessons, but I'm doing something. So I'm doing a PD course. I'm doing something. So yes, and then trying to bullet journal daily. The code I use for this is one color for yes a lot, one for no, and one for yes. And then this is my mood. I've been using monthly overviews as different things that are important. So for example, on the 2nd, it was announced that we're not gonna open April 6th. We were gonna close and reassess. Yep, so there's that. Yep. Saturday today that I'm filming it. I'll have to fill this out in a second. And then I already have April filled out. And then I already have May, because I like to do a couple months at once. So what I have filled out here, so on the off chance we do go back in May, I have our swim days, the day my pay sheet's due and the day my pay day is. I have notes here, for example, 1 year at the YMCA on May 6th. I have that all set out. I have the monthly overview set out. I like these little things because I can write out exactly what I wanted. I used the little stickers instead of the bigger ones this month. And I really like this layout. I really like it, mainly because all the, you'll see throughout this, as you can see, this, the day stickers for each week are different, which I don't mind. It just means that I have to come up with different ways. So if I actually was gonna use this, I probably wouldn't. This I really like. I had a circle thing. I really like this page. I really, really like it. And I'm actually using this for like a to-do list. This is Animal Crossing. The glue that I usually use to glue paper wasn't working, so I thought I'd use a zipper glue, and it dried really, really weirdly. It's like bending the pages like a watercolor would, which is weird. But this is my Animal Crossing bug and fish guide. Usually when I do, because I've been playing Animal Crossing for a while, usually I'll also have a fossil guide and check it off as I get the fossils. But this time they didn't have a fossil guide. Different things to do. And I'm already halfway through. So I bought a couple more journals in case I wanted to. I don't know which one I'm going to use. I got a B5 Scribbles That Matter. I got a Michaels one. Sorry, that's that one. I have a Michaels one that I've been using for, what's it called? I have a Michaels one I'm using for PD courses. I also have another different Michaels one, a big one that I've been using, well, Artist Loft, that I've been using as a swatch page for journals. And then I have a third one because I bought 3 Michaels journals at once that I haven't really been using, but I like it. Anyway, so that's my bullet journals. Anyway, that was my bullet journals. That was my bullet journal journey. I do want to do a plan with me of what my plan is to do. I don't really have a layout. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do June's layout because I like to do them in advance. So if you like these videos, please give it a like, thumbs up, and share with your friends. Anyway, I'll hope to see you later. Bye.